welcome to the Happy Whole You podcast. And today I have with me Melanie Avalon. Melanie, how are you?
Anna Marie, thank you so much for having me. I am doing really sparkly. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm excited to be here.
I love it. I love sparkles. Give me all the sparkles, pink, glitter. Give it all to me. I want it all.
Rainbow mics.
Yes. I know you do have a rainbow mic. That's pretty legit. I love it. Well, first of all, I want to share with the audience a little bit about you. You are the host of not one, but two podcasts, the Intermittent Fasting podcast, as well as the Melanie Avalon Biohacking podcast. You also have written a book that you so graciously sent me with a full box of goodies and some of your nutraceuticals, your book, What, When, and Wine. So I definitely want to talk about this for sure. And I have to tell you, I knew it was going to be my favorite when I looked at your website and your nutraceuticals, and I love the magnesium blend, the complex magnesium blend. It's really well done. So bravo to you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. And yes, magnesium is one of my favorite supplements for sure. I feel like most people can benefit from it. Almost everybody.
Absolutely. Almost everybody, for sure.
And by the way, thank you for you sent me a goodie box as well. So mutual goodie boxes.
I know, as a grown-up, it's so much fun to get a treat in the mail that's like a healthy treat. And then it's like so many fun things in it and new discoveries. And I've been using your new earbuds, and my daughter actually used them yesterday when she went on a trip because she was going to be using her earbuds. And so we love those. So they're pink. So it's like perfect for me.
That makes my evening. Thank you. Those are the ones I'm wearing right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
EMF free air tubes.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Yay.
I like
that. Your daughter right.
Trying. You know, I'm mom, so half the stuff I do, she's like, what? You're kind of weird. Those look different. Okay. But she liked them. She used them. So it's good.
Yes.
Okay. So this book, What, When, and Wine. First, I want to know what brought you to writing this book.
Yeah, and it's so funny to talk about it because it's been such a long journey with all of it, because I originally self-published it in 2014, I think, which is quite a while ago. And then traditionally published it in 2017. But honestly, the reason I wrote it originally was because I was doing a whole foods paleo diet and intermittent fasting, and I kept getting all these questions about like, what was I doing? And I was like, you know what? I should just write a book so that I can be like, here, read this. So it was kind of self-serving because I was not tired of explaining myself, but it was during a time that I was doing background acting in LA. So I was meeting new people every day for like hours and hours and hours. So I just wanted to have a resource to like give to people. Yeah. So that's why I did it originally, actually.
Oh, I love that because I think often so many of us have a book within us, but we don't take the time to write it, and we don't take the time to like put it out there because there's a whole vulnerability piece with that. So I appreciate that you did that, because as an author, it's just amazing to see other authors putting their stuff out there. But I bring this up because so many people listening, I know that you have a book within you, and now with self-publishing, it's like we can all like leave something for the next generation. I think that's really important.
Oh, it is. It's just comment really quickly. It's so true. And because the self-publishing, I feel like when I first self-published it was kind of when that was really starting. And now I feel like it's even easier, although there's the whole AI thing. So now you have to wonder, like, I feel like when books come out, I'm like, is this a real book? Like, did somebody write this or was it AI?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because the whole process of writing a book and going through with editors, it's like this long process. But I'm in the process of my second book right now, and it's with using AI to help edit. I do like little pieces. It's like the turnaround is like so much faster. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know how. It'll be interesting to see how the second book compares to the first book with once I finish with all the editing and do all that. But it's interesting. It's an interesting process.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And I do things now, like so many things, like you said, using AI. I'm like, how was I doing this before AI? Like, it's like mind blowing to think about.
Yeah. And no, it's so true. It's so true. It saves us so much time. That's for sure. Okay. So the book, what to eat, when to eat, and then you could also have wine with this. So that's kind of the premise behind the book. Is that what your goal was, to let people know that they don't have to essentially suffer when it comes to quote unquote dieting? Because I know that you've experimented with different diets and really took this science approach to your nutrition and to what you do now. So, share with us a little bit about what, when, and wine.
Yes, sure. So it really was just a result of my own exploration into the world of health and diet and finding what works for me. Because if there's one thing when it comes to diet, I feel like there is not one diet for everybody.
Oh,
Um,
I
Despite
agree.
what people will say. Um, because if there was, I think we would have found it by now. Like everybody would be doing it. Like if there
Yeah.
was one diet.
Yeah.
So for me, it's more about general principles. So eating whole foods over processed foods, eating the foods that work for your body that you aren't sensitive to. And then I love intermittent fasting. So like the win of when you eat, eating in time windows, not eating constantly throughout the day, like people are often accustomed to doing. And the wine piece, and I can elaborate on, any of these parts. So just let me know. But for the wine piece, it's funny because my personal journey was I went from like low carb was the first thing I tried that worked for me. I'm not low carb now, but that's how I kind of got really fascinated by the science of diet because it was the first time I tried something to lose weight and noticed other health effects. So, like, my energy was better, my mood, I was like, oh, my skin's better. So, that made me really interested in the science of diet. And then from there, I evolved and took on a paleo approach and then the fasting and the wine piece. I felt like for the longest time, it was like the one thing that was still a negative in my dietary protocol. But the more I looked into it, I realized a lot of things. One, um, the type of alcohol that you're drinking or type of wine that you're drinking is really important. So a lot of people are drinking a lot of conventional wine, and what people might not realize is that conventional wine can often be very high in alcohol, very high in sugar, full of additives. So making conscious drinking choices, like there is a huge difference between making drinking organic wine, low alcohol wine, low sugar wine compared to, conventional drinks and such.
Mhm.
So I think that's really important. And the more I looked into it, like the science of everything, the longest lived populations in the world, with
Yeah.
the exception of Loma Linda, they all have alcohol intake in their diet to some extent.
Mhm.
There's so many studies on the health benefits of, I mean, alcohol like correlates to longevity with a J-shaped curve. So basically, like minimal to moderate intake correlates to longer longevity. Once you get to high intake, that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I know I feel like there's a really big movement right now that's anti-alcohol. Um,
You're
and
definitely.
I'm curious I'm curious like where it comes from. Like, is it coming from the health piece? Is it coming from a control piece? Is it like, I'm really curious. I could go on a whole like
Mhm.
esoteric tangent about like where it's
Yeah.
coming from. And I support, again, people do what you want to do. And like, if cutting out drinking is what makes you feel alive and good and healthy, and
Yeah.
you do it. I just think that there's a big missing chapter and that people think it's all or none thinking. So it's alcohol or no alcohol. And then again, there's very little attention paid to what I was saying earlier about the quality of what you're drinking. So like these long
Yeah.
lived populations, they're not drinking the cheap house Cabernet from,
The box wine
the bar. Yeah.
in college.
No, no. So, and I can go into, more about like the health benefits and all of that, but I have like my drinking protocol with wine and I feel great doing it. I love it. And I just want more people to know that there is some agency you can have there to make better drinking choices. So
Yeah.
add your drink and drink it too.
Yeah. I love it. So, are there any like companies or wines that you are like, these are my favorite?
Yeah, so it's more a protocol that I have. And
Okay.
the way I came up with this protocol, which is easier to implement now with AI, so I'll circle back to that for doing research. But it was through Dry Farm Wines, which is they're not like a wine producer, but they
Yeah.
source. They basically go all throughout Europe and then some other countries, and then they test all the wineries and they find wines that are organic, low alcohol, low sugar, free of mold, free of toxins. And I found that when I started drinking that type of wine, that I didn't get the negative effects that I would get from my prior, drinking
Mm.
habits. So I've adopted that outline. And then I pair it with a lot of like biohacking type stuff to help with processing alcohol, which I can talk about as well. But
Yes.
yeah. I have my whole protocol. And if I were not to do, so if I, like I said, if I were to go and have like, again, like conventional drinks, high alcohol, I would not feel good the next day. So I'm not
Yeah.
advocating for that. Um, so when I go to a restaurant and there's a wine list, I have the criteria that I look at, which is basically organic. So
Mhm.
I don't even look at US wines unless that's literally the only option. And that's because the soils in the US are so saturated with pesticides and glyphosate
Mhm.
that even if it is certified organic, there's the potential for cross contamination with those toxins. Like they did a study, it was a while ago now. People quote it all the time. I would like them to like redo it, but they basically tested all these different wineries in California, including organic wineries, and all of them tested for pesticides because it's just so prevalent in the soil. So
Uh,
um, I look at like European wines primarily, and then this is where I used to have to like look up every single one, but now I just take a picture of the
Use AI.
yeah, and I ask it which of these are organic, and so then it'll like tell me which ones, and then and by the way, a wine doesn't necessarily have to be certified organic to be organic. So if you look up different wineries, they might say like on their website that they, use organic practices.
Mm.
So they don't have to have like a certification per se.
Mhm.
Um, and then I look at the alcohol content next. So um, I try to go so ideally it would be like 12.5% or less. At restaurants, I make the cap 13% because it can be harder to find the lower ones. But I find that, and then I go for also like obviously like dry wines, which interestingly enough, when you go like European, low alcohol, they tend to end up being pretty dry. And I find that when I make those choices, and yes, I am the annoying person that will have the bartender or server like I ask them about the ABV. Like, can you like tell me the ABV of all these different wines?
Yeah.
Um, and then from there, if there are multiple options, I'll taste and I'll go with like the drier, lighter one. But if not, I'll just go with whatever I ended up with. So that's like my long process, but it is a game changer if you implement these. I know it takes like a little bit more time, but you will feel so much different doing this.
Yeah. So making sure it's organic, not from
Mhm.
the US, and then 12.5 alcohol or less. The
Ideally.
drier, the better. Okay. So then what are you pairing with this? I'm sure people are wondering, like, okay, what are you eating with it?
Yeah, and I'll also just add on to that. So, before the food, so I use those wine wands. I don't know if you've seen the wine wands.
Wine wand?
There's
Like like
there's
a
different
wand?
brands. Yeah, there's different brands. One's called
Oh,
like Pure Wine. I think the one I use is called Pure Wine. But if you go on Amazon and type in Pure Wine, um, there are these wands you can like swirl in the wine and it will remove histamine and sulfites.
what? That's
hmm
cool.
Yeah. So I use those. I use them at home and then I also bring them to the restaurant and I swirl them.
Yeah.
Um, and then I always take, especially when going out, Z-biotics before. Have you met them or heard of them?
I have heard of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so they make a genetically modified probiotic that actually breaks down acetaldehyde, which is the toxic byproduct of alcohol.
Mhm.
And our liver processes the majority of acetaldehyde, but there's some that it happens in the gut, and we basically don't process that, and that leads to a lot of the negative effects from drinking. So this probiotic, you take it before drinking. It's like it's like a shot, and it breaks down that acetaldehyde. So that's also a
That's
game changer.
great. Yeah.
And
So that
then
protects your microbiome.
so what's
Or does
interesting
that
because
help?
I know it's not actually they do use a soil based probiotic as the I think they use an SBO. Regardless, it is a probiotic, obviously, but it's not for microbiome benefits. It doesn't actually that's not its purpose. Its purpose is to break down the
Alcohol.
alcohol.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Um,
And if the alcohol sticks around, the alcohol can affect your microbiome.
True.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there
Yeah,
you go.
so true. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
So
All
I
right. So I got
also pair it, yeah.
that.
And then I also pair it with I like wearing like glutathione and NAD patches as well,
Mm,
which are game changers for me
yeah.
personally.
What do you think about the glutathione? So I interviewed Dr. Patel on my podcast and
Hmm.
what's the name of his
I
company?
love him.
You
Oro.
know, yes.
He's
So it's
wonderful.
so mind blowing. Like he's studied glutathione for like 18 years and he studied liposomal, he studied, injections and the transdermal. And it was really interesting to me because he was talking about how he's found that the transdermal delivery is the best. I mean, he has a product that does that. So there you have it. But um, I've been using his product now for maybe a year or so, and I've never really had any issues, and I feel good with it. But I also put my husband on it, who's been 1 year no alcohol, and I'm like, and he drank for his whole life, and so I'm excited to see how his liver enzymes go down and all of that through the glutathione. But tell me about these patches because that's transdermal delivery too.
Yeah, no. So first of all, I love Dr. Patel. He's like one of the kindest, most intelligent human beings. I absolutely adore him. And his book, I highly recommend it. It's called The Glutathione Revolution, I think. And
Oh, I haven't
yeah.
read that. I have not read
Oh,
that.
it's
I need to put it down.
I remember when I first met him because I was like, oh, is he just gonna be selling a product here? And then I read his book and I was like, whoa.
Oh, he's like
Like I would
studied this through and through.
I know. I learned so much. He definitely convinced me because prior to that, um, I thought maybe like oral glutathione supplements or even like glutathione IVs or injections
Yeah.
were options. And he really convinced me that like it doesn't really get into the cell unless it's transdermal.
Yeah.
So he has like a proprietary um
Delivery.
formulation. It's like a liquid spray, which I'm sure that's
Yep.
what you're using.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Smells bad.
I love that. So
Yes.
that's what I use that at night when I get back, and I use that every night as well.
Okay.
Um, the patches I love. I use Ion Layer, but I like them because they're slow release. I like them for NAD too because there's all this I don't know debate out there about NAD and like IVs and injections, and I've done the injections and I do take NMN as a precursor, but as far as the like noticing the benefits, I love the patches, and you
Yeah.
don't get any of the side
Those.
effects.
I gotta try it. I've been doing my own NAD push and
Oh wow, yourself.
yeah. And I've done the IVs, but like they take forever. And
Did you feel sick? Because I actually haven't done an IV. I was like,
no, I didn't feel sick. However, when I was doing the injection myself and I would do one a week, I was doing it for like 3 months. I started to get really anxious. And
mhm.
I'm not someone who is anxious by nature. And I actually was like, I was thinking, oh man, it's probably my hormones. And I was doing all these things to hack my way. And I realized it was doing the NAD. And so I stopped for like 3 months and I was like, fine.
Wow.
So,
Did you
yeah.
get so like what I experienced, again, I didn't do the IV, but with the patches, or sorry, with the intramuscular injection, I I would always get like a really tight chested feeling and
Oh,
it just
yeah,
didn't
that
feel good.
comes yeah, no, that definitely happens for a short burst. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just remember
Sometimes
being
it
like,
happens more than others.
I just remember thinking, like, this is very expensive and it's not making me feel very good. And I don't even actually know if it's doing anything. I'm gonna peace out. Like, but
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
patches I really, really notice a difference.
Okay, yeah, I've
And
gotta
it's very slow drip too, like slow
yeah,
absorption.
yeah. And I mean, just generally speaking, especially because I come from the holistic health side, and like mo like slower delivery more often throughout the day. Like when we use herbs or homeopathics, it's not a one and done. It's 2, 3 times a day. And uh, I just find that type of rhythm when we're ingesting something or using something topically seems to work well when it comes and from the herb side and from the holistic side. And I think consistency is really key. So yeah, doing the one shot and getting the whole burst of everything all at once is kind of like system overload.
Mhm.
And so I feel like less is more, generally speaking. And as you know, somebody who I don't call myself a biohacker, but definitely I have a whole facility here full of toys that biohackers love. Um, I always go back to consistency.
Mhm.
Slow and steady. More is not better. Faster is not better. Um, okay, so back to you and what you're doing. So you get the wine. It's organic, less than 12.5% alcohol, not from the US. You have your probiotic, you have your patch, your glutathione patch, NAD. What else am I missing?
Yeah, I guess the only other thing is I have noticed that certain varietals tend to be more likely to fit this criteria. So, um, like and sorry, higher climate, higher like elevation levels and cooler climates are
Mhm.
helpful for this as well. So that's a lot of like Pinot Noirs and Gamay, from like Europe and France. Those are usually my go-to. Like if there's like a Pinot Noir, like a Burgundy Pinot Noir or a Gamay from somewhere in France, it's usually okay. And even if I have to do like worst case scenario and it's not organic, like I will choose that even over the US just because of like the practices over there in Europe. Um, so yeah, I think that's for the actual wine choices. And I promise, friends, I know it sounds like a lot, but if you do all of this, it's a game changer. I could never go back to how I was like in college. Drink.
Gosh, I don't think any of us should go back to
Oh my
college and how we
gosh.
were drinking.
I know. So bad. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so and I will say if you're not a wine drinker, um, then going the route of like completely clear liquors, so like vodka, gin, clear tequila paired with like club soda and lime would probably be your safest bet for
Mm.
minimal issues there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a beer drinker. If
Okay.
I drink, if I drink, or like I like anything with bubbles. And
Mhm.
I rarely drink. I mean, it's like I could have a couple sips of something and I'm good. I don't know. I think I drank too much in college, honestly. So, but I mean, what about for the beer drinkers out there? Is there anything that is safe for them?
So and it's funny, it's really ironic because my first serving job was actually at a beer bar and I got like a massive education in beer. And ironically enough, so we must have completely opposite tastes because I like can't stand beer. The problem with beer is, for me at least, is the gluten content. So I don't I mean I don't know if there's gluten-free beers. So the gluten content and then the good thing is they're like lower on the alcohol side of things, but then
Yeah.
higher on the carb side.
Right.
Admittedly, I've kind of just like not gone into beer, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I did like sour beers the most when I was drinking beer though, which is
Yeah.
more like wine, which is
Yeah.
probably why I liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also bubbles. I don't like bubbles, so we're different.
Oh, really? Oh my
Yeah, they
God.
give me headaches for some reason.
Oh, yeah, give me anything with bubbles. I'm a sucker for bubbles.
Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, I don't know where that came from either. So no idea. Growing up, we only could drink water. Like that was it. Or milk. My mom would give us milk. And I'm like, Mom, why did you give us milk? But she ran a daycare and it was like the government was like, you always have to have milk. And she finally admitted that she hated milk and she would never drink milk, but she would like force us to drink a glass of milk at almost every meal. And I'm just like, really, Mom? So, anyways, I don't know. So I
Was it
think,
like the low fat milk or like the normal milk? Like
yeah,
what
I
milk
don't
chain
even,
was she
I
on?
think it was 2%. I think it was
Yeah,
2%. I grew up on
happy
2%.
medium.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, I never really had bubbles growing up. We didn't get soda pop or pop growing up, anything like that. So, I don't know. The bubbles touched my tongue and I got excited and it's never left me. So,
Yeah, we again we're opposite. I literally had like a Coca-Cola collection of like memorable I can't say that word. Like stuff.
memorabilia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we literally had my friends loved it. We had like a vending machine at our house. Like
Oh my
not
God.
good, but yeah, they used to make these like at-home vending machines you could have. And when we'd have parties, people were obsessed with a vending machine because you just like push the buttons and like got the drink.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be fun. You
You
have a
shudder.
fun house.
I shudder. I shudder though, thinking about all the Coca-Cola I drank. Mm.
Yeah, I know. I do with the milk I drank. Yeah.
Well, we
Pick your poison.
survived.
Yeah, we did. We did survive. Okay. So what brought you into this biohacking world? What was like, was there a defining moment in your life of anything that happened, or was it kind of gradual? What brought you to the work that you do today?
Yeah, it was. I graduated from college, speaking of, and I moved into an apartment that had, I later found out had black mold, like
Oh,
all like around my bed, like in my bed, just not good. And I was there for 2 years, and it also had the oven. I found out when I left was leaking carbon monoxide every night as well, so that was awesome. Um, and I basically got adrenal fatigue, hyperthyroidism. I just crashed and burned, but I was really young and living on adrenaline, and so I kind of powered through, but I just didn't feel well. And I was trying, and I had like really bad insomnia. So I was just trying everything to like fix my insomnia, get more energy, and it ended up being all of the stuff that's like biohacking today. So I was wearing blue light blocking glasses before that was a thing at all. Yeah, I was wearing them around the supermarket in LA at night. I was experimenting with red light therapy. I was just like looking into all of this stuff. And then as the years evolved, um, it ended up becoming what biohacking is. And I'm like the type of person where once I find something that works, I just want to tell everybody so that they can experience it too. So I guess that's how I ended up becoming like a biohacking podcaster, was I just wanted to like learn more and share what I learned with everybody so people could try these things for themselves and
yeah.
hopefully benefit.
Oh, I love that. So what do you think is one underutilized hack besides intermittent fasting? I know that's like, you know, one that probably is underutilized. But what is one that you've seen that people aren't using that you're like, they totally need, people need to use this?
So people in the biohacking sphere are people like
Like normal
world.
people, like us normal people that are like,
Mhm.
I guess I'm not that normal. But
I know we're the normal people like us. Um, um, okay, so I mean, would you count the blue light blocking glasses as one? Because that's one
yeah.
that I really can't. There are a few things that I do every single day in my life, and I cannot imagine not doing them now. And that's biohacking related, and that would be blue light blocking glasses, infrared sauna, cryotherapy. Um, those are probably the three like biohacking things I do every single day. Like
You do
never
cryo
miss a day.
every day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Even when it's, so right now it's like 17 degrees and I still go and do it. And then actually, so the other night it was broken. And this was the night that there was like a ice storm here. And so I was like, well, I have to get my cryotherapy. So I was like, I'll just go to the grocery store wearing like this, which is like a
Yeah.
holiday dress.
Yeah.
And it's like 15 degrees outside. And so I did that. It's funny how people were like staring at me like they thought I was so strange, and they'd be like, "Aren't you cold?" And it's interesting how accustomed we have become to being comfortable in today's society.
Yeah,
People
that's
think
true.
you're crazy if you're like in the cold. And I'm like,
Mhm.
it's okay. It's okay. Like I will
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think cold exposure. So like, and a free version. So cryotherapy, I go and I do like I go in a machine that is electric and it goes down to negative 160 degrees.
Mhm.
But people can just take a cold shower. Like that's a free version of cryotherapy
Yeah.
that you could
Yeah.
be doing every morning. So yeah, I think cold exposure, heat exposure with a sauna, then blue light blocking glasses.
Okay. I need to do my cryo more. You're motivating me. I've got one in the room right there, right
Oh my
across.
gosh, you really?
Yeah,
With the nitrogen or
we have no, your head's out of it. Yeah, no, it's nitrogen. Yeah.
okay.
So we have cryotherapy, we have cold plunge, we have a medical grade sunlight and sauna, we have an
Hmm.
outdoor barrel sauna with all the salt and steam in it. We do have red light here. We have the bioharmonic
Oh,
bed.
red light. I would add red light to the list.
Yeah. red light. I'm actually having custom made for us because we're getting a hyperbaric here,
Oh, nice.
hyperbaric oxygen. I'm having a company make me infrared light, red light, and UVB light panels all in one for when you get
Oh,
out of the hyperbaric. So it like pushes that oxygen into the body. So I'm really excited about that.
can I ask you a question about that?
Yes.
So the UVB, because I'm actually currently, oh, and then just to like uh endorse your sunlight, and that's the brand that I have for a sauna, and I love it so much.
Oh, yeah, they're great. And they're a
It's
great
so great.
company to work with too.
Oh, I know. I adore them. They're like one of my favorite companies. And I have the dome, like the solo, so that you lay
Okay.
down inside of it, which
Yeah.
is great for people if they have like apartments.
Yeah.
Um, but my question is, so I'm currently doing a study with Clearlight. They sent me a UVB device,
Oh,
and
okay.
so I do it twice a week now for 2 minutes. I'm all in my head. And it's ironic because I used to go to the tanning booth during, well, it's ironic for two reasons. I used to go to the tanning booth growing up, like,
Yeah, same, all the time. I was, yeah,
like
yeah,
I
I
like
know.
shudder. I shudder thinking about too, like laying outside. I would like lay outside, not with sunscreen, but with like coconut oil to like make my, to like burn to get even
Yeah,
tanner. You
yeah,
would get those creams that you would buy at like Palm Beach Tan that would like
yeah,
make you tan more.
yeah.
Um, but my question is, I thought when I got the UVB device that I would put it like somewhere else in my body, but it's for your face.
Mm.
That's the way you use it. Do you think it's aging if you do just like 2 minutes of UVB for face skin?
I mean, it does. So UVB won't burn your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, UVA will burn, and so I think UVA will age your skin more than UVB. But at 2 minutes, I don't know. I think that some amount of UVB light and natural light is anti-aging, but I think it's the when we do too much. But the question is becomes what is too much,
Right.
but yeah, companies like that, the 2 minutes, there's some really good benefits for skin, psoriasis, and different skin issues that people have that they're finding that the UVB is really healing for the skin and for the body and how our cells are functioning. So I'm getting one and I'm going to start playing with it with myself. I'm always like the guinea pig.
Mm-hmm.
So
Me too.
I'm curious. I'm curious how you feel about yours. I mean, mine's going to be a couple full panels, but it's also combined with the red light and infrared light.
Mhm.
So it's all of it.
Yeah. So what they sent, I don't think you can even buy it yet because I was trying to look online to see what they
Mhm.
said, but they don't even have it up. But and the reason it has to be your face is because it's actually pretty cool. It comes with sunglasses. And the
Yeah.
device will only work if your sunglasses are on and like at
Oh,
a certain, so it forces your head to be where you need to be, but it also means it has to be your head because unless I've been thinking about it, like maybe I could like hold the sunglasses on it or like hold the, I don't know, maybe I can like hack this and put it somewhere else because it's for
yeah.
the vitamin D. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've been on the fence about it. I might start doing like a minute instead of 2 minutes. It goes up
Yeah.
to like 5 minutes though,
Oh, yeah.
but
Wow.
guess we'll see.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's only for the face. I will
Mhm.
say when I was doing the tanning beds for those many years, I actually found a really clean brand that I do a self tanner when I do it. I actually just did it for the first time. I've been so white for a hot minute, and I'm like, oh, I'll try it, do the self tanner. I don't know. Sometimes I get in these phases where I'll do it, um, but it works. It works really well. Oh, but what I was going to say is, I would buy like they sold these it's so funny. They sold these UVB protectors for your hair. Okay? It's like a little bonnet back in the
Okay.
day for your hair. So I would put it on my face
Oh,
when I
that's
was
exactly what I would do. Oh my gosh.
yes. And I'm glad I did and I would always put sunscreen on my chest. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
43 and I've got like I don't have like all the lines and all the things considering how much self tan. I mean, I started I think in 8th grade jumping in those tanning beds.
Mhm, me too.
You
Me
pay
too.
like 19.99 a month,
Mhm.
unlimited.
Mhm. And I will say, it felt so good.
Oh,
Like, especially, like, in the winter, and then you get and you're just like,
yeah, yeah. No, it really did. I grew up in Michigan, so I know. Yeah, like we
it
wouldn't
yeah,
see
it
the
felt
sun
good.
for days.
it felt good. And actually, ironically, I was even up to like a few years ago, I would go in the winter and I would go do like 2 minutes in a tanning bed, like a
Mhm.
UVB,
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
for vitamin D.
Hmm.
Um, but then I started doing supplemental vitamin D and my levels like shot through the roof. And my endocrinologist was like, you gotta
You got to
stop
cut it
this.
back.
Yeah. But
I like at 120.
actually, yeah, it was like really high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so okay. Well, it's funny we're both experimenting with the same thing,
Yeah.
sort
I
of.
love it. I love it. So, for the listeners out there, can you share with them what biohacking is? Because they might be like, what
Yes.
is biohacking?
Yes. So people give it different definitions. The way I see it, it's basically the self-quantification optimization movement where I think it's where you're using modern like tools and technology and supplements and research data and all the things to optimize your health and performance, across the board. And ironically enough, a lot of it is things that activate these, ancient longevity pathways in us that were activated historically by the way we used to live as hunter-gatherers. So like the cold exposure or the heat exposure, like we used to be exposed to intense temperatures. We weren't like ambient, happy temperature all the time. Or with the blue light blocking glasses, that's to regulate your circadian rhythm because we're exposed to all this artificial light today that just completely messes up like sends mixed messages to all of our circadian rhythm and our brain's interpretation of that. So that can help sleep and anxiety and so many different things. So a lot of the things that you implement, or like the supplements, for example, because I think in the dream world, we would get all of our nutrition from food, but it can be hard to do that today with our modern diet and our modern soils.
Yeah.
So it's taking supplements to, again, get what we would have needed historically back in the past. So it's a very like futuristic movement that is evoking the past in a way. Um, but yeah, all about agency. Basically, like anything you can do to make you feel better in your body.
Yeah. I love that. So, your biohacking dailies are the hot and cold exposure, the blue light blocking glasses. Is there any like things you get excited to go and do every once in a while that you found that are something you really enjoy?
Yeah, and I'll also add to the daily at night. I do the red light, so
Oh, okay.
I it's funny because I light my apartment at night with red light. So, and I've like seen what my apartment looks like from outside, and it's like the red light district. Um, but yeah, so something that I do less or less occasionally, or more occasionally. Trying to think of. I mean, I'm constantly trying new things. So I have like a list, like it's really
You
bad.
do have a lot of new things. People send you stuff for you to try.
Mm-hmm.
Like
The
you're
reason yeah, because I'm really behind. Like I literally have like all these products I need to be trying. So that's probably what it is. Like I get really excited about trying new things and then I feel
okay.
bad when I get really behind. But like, so for example, I'm about to try this throne device. It's like you put it on your toilet and I'm not sure, I think it measures, but it measures like your like hydration, your microbiome, like it, like every time you use the restroom, it like evaluates things. So I'm about to test that. Yes.
That's cool.
Um, and then I'm about to test. I met them at a conference, Neuropod. They make like a vagus nerve stimulation device that I'm about to try
Is
out.
it kind of like Hoolist?
What's it called?
Have you heard of Hoolist?
No, are they also vagal nerve?
Yeah, I actually just got I talked to the founder. He was a biochemist and he actually created like you have like those vagus stimulators that you can like hold on your vagus nerve.
Mm-hmm.
But he created headphones and then they have like these little pods that go right here to go to the vagus nerve and it's really like CES, like electro like cranial stimulation. Like CES that you would put on your ears in the past, but now it goes straight here. Anyways, it's interesting. I just started playing with that. But yeah, it sounds like similar.
No, yeah, it does because there's quite a few out there, and I was using one in the past which I liked, but it was complicated. I wasn't sure if it was really working. No, it was working, but it was complicated. Like you had to like get it wet and like put salt in it and stuff. And so
Yeah.
I'm excited for this new version that I just run the program.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's good.
but yeah, no, I love just trying all different things. I went through a period of time where I was drinking only deuterium depleted water. I don't know if you've heard about that whole world. That was interesting. I measured my deuterium levels in my body. They dropped a lot. But the water was very expensive, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
stopped. But yeah, I just love trying all the things.
Yeah. Do you think Dave Asprey's going to live to be 180?
Um, I think it's funny that so I would never, and I love Dave, by the way, pretty good friends with him.
Yeah.
I would never like put a number out there because I would be haunted by that. Like,
Yeah.
when you have, like,
That's what I feel like.
it's like anxiety
Yeah.
creating.
Yes.
Um, I mean, if somebody's gonna do it, I'm sure he will. So,
Yeah.
although
I
I
bet.
don't know, or go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think if he does, I think it will not be from all the biohacking stuff. I think it'll be because there'll be some uh advancement in longevity science that unlocks that potential. Like
Mm.
I think it'll be like something that does that rather than like I don't know that you can with all of the biohacking stuff like make it to 180. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
want to rain on anybody's parade, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it goes to quality of life too, right? Like,
yeah.
so there's a quality factor, um, there, but yeah, no, it's just interesting. So I met Dave 8, 9 years ago, and I went through a program he had, and I was like just in awe of all the biohacking stuff. I had already started quote unquote biohacking myself to really reprogram my brain before it even was given a name. And it was just so fascinating to me that there's like this technology that for the average person can now access, you know? So, um, before not, there was only elite people that could access some of these devices and some of these therapies. And now it's becoming more mainstream, which, he had a huge part in that, which is really, really cool. Um, but yeah, he really inspired me, like the facility I have today. I I think it was around the same time that he was starting to do like the biohacking centers. I don't even know if he had put them up. I know that the idea came out. I heard it at a conference. I heard him talking about it. And I was already like in my brain, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this facility. And so he inspired me a lot to create this space um, for people. I mean, I always talk about we do three main things: we increase your brain function, decrease body inflammation, and we restore foundations of health. And I think if you focus on those three things, like that's everything for just health, vitality, well being, and having quality of life. I think more recently, my other hack is throwing in the emotional release components and the somatics and body work because I don't even think 8 years ago I realized how much our emotions impact our physical body. Like we can biohack our way all day long, but if we don't deal with that deep rooted emotional blockage, that causation of the tissue to really weaken over time, I don't think we can achieve true healing um from like a soul level. And because if we go inside every cell till you can't go any further, the only thing that's left is what's called a quantum atom, which is only energy. So, yeah, so I think that the energetics of the body is like the next ultimate hack that we get to go to, not just the biology and the physical aspect of it.
Yeah, I could not agree anymore. And I'm really well, first of all, that's so cool that you've been doing all of this for so long and like legitly, like, having a
Yeah.
like having a clinic and things like that. Um,
Back when people thought I was like nuts, now they're like,
I
oh yeah,
oh yeah.
like over the last couple of years, like it's like becoming more normalized. But when I first started, people were like, what is this woman
Mhm.
doing? Like, what is your business? Like, what? Yeah. Anyways.
It's been so fascinating to see like the evolution of everything. And
Oh,
it's funny because Dave is definitely a primary reason I'm doing what I'm doing. And I remember when I self-published my book in 2014, he opened his Santa Monica bulletproof coffee shop. And
Mm,
I was like, and he was going to be there like one day. And I was like, I am going to give him my book. And I like brought my self-published book and he'd already left. And I was so sad. And I gave it to the staff. I was like, can you please get this to Dave? And then I walked away and I was like, someday I'm going to give him my book.
yeah.
And then I like fast forward and I got, like an agent and it published and I became friends with him and I got to like give him the book in person one day. And I was
So
like,
cool.
dreams manifesting.
Yeah.
Um, but I could not agree more about the emotional component. Like, and I love interviewing people on my show who a lot of people deal with, that aspect of everything. And it's really, really fascinating. And I think we're learning more and more. It's just becoming so evident that it's real. Like people think
Oh,
it's
it's so
like
real.
woo woo, but
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the placebo effect. Like that alone speaks
Totally.
to the power of the mind and emotions and how they affect everything.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah. No, it's a real thing and it's really important that people start learning about it and yeah, it's a huge component of the work that I do. And I know that that component is why so many people come here and the symptoms, the diagnosis, the things that they've been told, I say that you've been told you have, like they don't have them anymore. Their body heals because they put it in the right environment on so many different levels. And I get to pinch myself every day because I get to be a part of it. It's really freaking cool. So,
And
uh,
just really quickly, if you think about it, I don't know what the official stat is, but they say that, every 7 years that we're like a completely new body. So, but people will have the conditions that continue that whole way through. So if every single cell has turned over, but you still have these things, like there's something that's carrying it through.
yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, that's freaking genius. And you're so right. I never thought about it that way.
it's like the ship of, what is it? The ship of something. So it's that Greek ship. And it's the logic question of if you individually replace every piece of a ship, like one at a time, is it still the same ship? Like
Right.
after everything's been replaced.
Yeah.
And
But yeah. And I think what you're like, that is that's so cool to think about. And you're the same soul.
mm-hmm,
Like you're the same, but you're completely different.
mm-hmm,
And so that imprint of those emotion, like, because emotions are vibrations of energy, right? Like we can't pick up an emotion,
mm-hmm.
but we can when I do some of my public speaking and I'll talk with the audience and I'll actually have someone come up on stage and I'll just have the audience think one of two words. They can think love and they're literally just thinking this. And I'll have the person put their arm out and I'll say, okay, I'm going to push on your arm. Don't let me push your arm down. And their arm's like super solid, strong. And then I'll hold up the number two, and that means for people to think the word hate. And the person that's standing there, they don't know if I'm choosing one or two.
Oh, wow.
They have no idea. And whenever I hold up the signal, whether it's one or two for hate, the person just stands there. And for like 30 seconds, people are just thinking, they're just thinking the word hate, 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 hate. They'll put the same arm up and their arm drops.
Wow.
So it's like, that's an energy. So our thoughts and our emotions, our words, everything carries a vibrational energy that impacts the physical biochemical aspect of us. And that to me is like, that was mind blowing when I started learning about energy medicine and all of this. I'm like, wait a minute, what? So when I work with people and we do work on the emotions of things and the energetics, it's like not even 10xing, a million xing healing and the ability for the body to heal. It's pretty wild. It's pretty cool.
That's absolutely amazing. I would love to see that you do that experiment. So cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is. It gives us a visual, so that's good. Okay. If you have okay, so for the people listening, if they're like, I'm new to this biohacking, if you were to give them 3 things that they could do that cost less than $20, what would those 3 things be?
So each or total?
Each thing less than 20. Yes, so you got a $60 budget, girl.
This is such a good question. Well, we could do the cold showers because that's free. So starting not necessarily the whole time, but when you're doing a shower, like ending in a cold blast and, increasingly doing that more and more. So that's free. So I saved $20 there.
That's good.
Well, I guess you're paying for the water, but and then so this would be, I think there's a lot of things okay, for less than $20, you could do a lot, even if you don't have blue light blocking glasses, you can do a lot to address your light exposure. So at night, you can get, so I use on the computer screen a app called Iris, and it's really, a lot of people use F.Lux, but I like Iris better, and it's very cheap. It's like $1.99 for the subscription, and it will adjust the tone of your computer to not have those blue lights at night, and it also reduces flicker. And use night shift on your phone. You can go in and make sure you have dark mode and night shift mode turned on if you have an iPhone,
Yeah.
so that you're not looking at that, like that blue light at night. And then change your, I'm trying to think. Okay, so I use, these would be less than 20. I use, my lamps are, you can actually maybe see them back. I use color changing bulbs, so at night I can turn them to like red tones as well.
Mm.
I'm trying to think I'm putting this all in one category of like, because the blue light blocking glasses tend to be pretty expensive, like they're gonna be more than $20. Um, yeah, so I would do all of, oh, and then when you're actually going to sleep, like, I don't know if these are in the budget, but making your room as dark as it can be.
Oh
So
yeah.
I have like blackout curtains from Amazon that I really like. It's like the
Yeah.
hotel type curtains.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a really good way. And also using electric tape on all
mhm.
your freaking flashing lights. Like I
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I don't have a TV in my room. We don't like have I have a beamer in my room for a grounding pad. Like that's what the electronic that I have in my room. But yeah, but a lot of people will have like those flashing lights from something or a charger or
Mhm.
whatnot.
When I travel, I bring electric black tape because
Mm.
there's usually
There's so many. I always
three.
unplug the alarm clock. Oh my gosh.
It's, oh yeah. Here's one of my travel hacks, because at home I have a cooling mattress. I have the Chili Pad brand, which is like a game changer for me
Yeah,
sleeping on
I
that.
had one of those for a long time, and then I'm like, how do you wash this thing?
So they have majorly um fixed it a lot because it
Oh.
was like not really.
No, you
And
could. I bought mine like 5 or 6 years
I
ago,
broke
and I
like
finally
two
just
of
took it
them
out.
by washing it, because I washed it and then it
Yeah,
stopped working. But
yeah,
now it's detachable. So now like the hose, that
yeah.
comes off now. So now
Oh,
you can just
dude.
wash the,
Like, why did they do that to begin with? It was like $1,200.
yeah, they're very expensive.
Yeah. Like,
Um,
dang.
but it's such a game changer for me. So when I travel, like that's what I miss the most when I travel is,
Mm.
honestly, out of everything, is my cooling mattress, my chili pad. So what I do is I go, well, first of all, I ask for a mini fridge in the room always. And then I go to Whole Foods and stuff. But I go and I get the, like the Whole Foods like glass water bottles, and then assuming they gave me a mini fridge, I put them in the fridge, ideally the freezer if it has a section, although I burst them before, so make sure
Yeah.
that doesn't happen. And then I cuddle it like a stuffed animal at
Oh.
night, and it keeps me cool. And I like change them out in the middle of the night. So like I like cuddle my cold water bottle.
Oh my
Because if you
gosh.
put cold on like a few key places like your neck, and like collarbone and wrists, you can
Yeah.
actually cool yourself down. So that's my travel hack. And
Well,
that's
that's a good hack.
free-ish. You
Yeah.
have to buy the water bottle. But
Yeah.
um yeah, so supporting sleep. Was that, I guess that was that three things? I'm not sure. That was a lot of little things you can do.
I love them all though. They're good. Yeah.
So trying to think if there are like other things. Um, yeah, I'll go with those.
I like it. Okay. You pass that
Thank
question.
you.
Pass that test. Okay, so say somebody has they have more on their budget. Okay. Is there would you recommend that they get something or would you recommend that they go experience something? If you had to choose between the purchasing of something or the going and experience something, what would you?
So by experiencing something, do you mean like a retreat or like
Yeah,
what do you mean?
it can
Yeah.
be a retreat. It can be, um, hiring a coach.
Hmm. Mm, I would probably I would probably buy something that you can integrate into your daily life because you can use it every day. That said, if there's some sort of like potentially life-changing experience that somebody goes to, I mean, that's obviously amazing. But because I just remember one other thing I use every single night is like my Apollo Neuro. I love that. I don't know if you
What is
look at
that?
those. It's
No.
I'm trying to think if it's right here. It's a wearable device that you put on your wrist, and it uses gentle vibrations to turn on your parasympathetic nervous system.
Oh, that's
And
great.
it is a game changer for me, especially when I had insomnia. It really, really helped me with that. But it has all these different modes like social and sleep and relax and unwind.
Huh.
And it just makes me like, and what's interesting is there are a lot of devices out there to give you that feeling of rest and parasympathetic and healing. And I really think you'd find the one that works for you because I've tried so many of them, and I think different ones work for different people. Like I've tried breathing ones. I've tried other ones that you hold, but my personal favorite is Apollo Neuro. So
Mm.
I can't imagine my life without it. So I would probably buy something that you can use every single day that's going to really radically change your experience. So like a sauna, um, because like my daily sauna session is like a non-negotiable for me.
Yeah.
Um, for like detox and muscle recovery and sleep even. And I just feel it's weird to think there was a day I wasn't like sweating all that out every day. Um, so yeah, I would look into like a sauna or like a cooling mattress or like Apollo Neuro, something like that
Yeah.
works for you.
Okay. I love it. What am I not asking you that I should be asking you?
Oh man. Maybe the other thing I could touch on is testing, because that's a big aspect of biohacking. And I'm very fortunate because I am always trialing and trying new companies. So companies are sending me like blood test orders all the time for like their different platforms. But I do think it's really important. Oh, that's another thing I could mention. I think most people can benefit from at least just once doing a continuous glucose monitor for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's really eye-opening to do those.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's something where like even if you don't do it longer, like you do it once, 2 weeks, and it's just so interesting that you see how what you eat affects you and how what you do and exercise and fast and whatever, like you see the effects on your blood sugar levels. And I think it's really empowering and gives people agency to find a diet that really works for them. So I would recommend everybody at least, and now they're much more easily accessible than they used to
Yeah,
be.
you can do like for like $50, you can do a, a poke, and I think for like 2 weeks or something like that. It's like $100 a month or something. So yeah, it's really inexpensive now.
So, and they're painless to put on too. They look
Yeah.
cool, but they're not. You can't.
No, they just like pop behind your arm.
Yeah, yeah. So, but testing wise, I know testing can be expensive, but there are a lot of really great platforms out there, at least to do, at least to do like once, like a workup of like all the things that your conventional doctor might not be testing. Oh, well, ideally, if you have insurance, if you can find a doctor that will work with you and test all the things that you want to test, which is
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah.
And that's great. But there are a lot of companies that will do really epic panels, and there are some things that you only need to test maybe even
Once.
once just to get an idea, like like knowing your LP little a, whether or not that's a factor for you, because that's going to involve like your cholesterol levels in your body. And
Mine is so high.
oh, so you have the genetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's like an all or none thing. Like you basically either have the genetic
Yeah.
uh
Okay.
manifestation of it or you don't.
Mhm.
So if it's negative, you don't have to test it again. Oh, so you have it. And what's sad about that? Not sad. I don't want to make it sad, but what's a puzzle about it is it's not easily affected by diet and lifestyle. And I'm like very much
Yeah.
about agency. But it's like
Mhm.
if you have that,
Yeah.
there's
One
not
thing
much you
that
can do about it.
one thing that really helps me is I use plant stem cells. Not a lot of people talk about
Oh
them.
yeah,
Plant
we
stem
talked about this on the
cells
phone. Yeah.
and gemmel therapies, and though they're really inexpensive, and those help me like with all my other numbers. And but that's unfortunate I have that. But I also, what's interesting, the emotion tied behind our cholesterol is the channels of joy are not wide open. And I come from a very like background of like you have to work hard, like there's no play, like go, go, go. And I grew up that way. And so for me to like go do fun, playful things, I'm like, it takes me a minute, you know?
Wow.
And so I think that that's really interesting. Just that emotion has been through lineages in my family. And then I show up and I have that going on. So I don't know,
Fascinating.
yeah, it's just interesting. So
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So listeners can test that and check their joy history. That's
I know I
do you
need to
see
up my joy, up
I
my joy,
know.
up my joy.
Oh my goodness. It's
Yeah.
funny because I think I'm very go, 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 work, 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 but it brings me joy. So it's I like find joy in that, I
hmm
think.
I same. I mean, I really love what I do, so that's great. I just don't like, payroll, taxes.
Oh, I know. I liked her. Okay, so actually, this is a really, really quick tangent. I interviewed a guest on the show, and it was all about not all about, but one aspect of it was the importance of not multitasking. So it was about
Oh,
how you should focus and do things like, and not multitask, basically. And that you'll be more productive, you'll get more done. And I was like, but listen, I understand that if I sit down and do my taxes without multitasking, I'll be more efficient. It's better for my brain, apparently. However, I could watch movies while doing taxes and turn it into a party. So that's what I'm gonna do, even if it takes longer. Like, I like making things fun. That's how I make
yeah,
taxes fun, is I watch.
yeah. No, that's good. I need to be more fun like you.
I love fun. Fun is fun.
Yeah. All right. So what other tests do you recommend for people to kind of play with or look into?
Yeah, so I think if they're getting so a lot of these companies, like I said, like ones I'm thinking of are like Enzyme Tracker, Superpower. Oh, there's so many of them that I've worked with before. Sequencing, that's DNA. There's a lot of like DNA tests as well that you can do. Um, and I would, as far as like the like typical blood work, getting like a full thyroid workup to see if you have any thyroid issues and including like all the markers because conventional medicine tends to just
Yeah.
test like TSH and T4, but you want like T3 and maybe even like reverse T3. Like a full cholesterol panel, like looking at all the different particle sizes and ApoB, the LP little a. Um, depending on your iron regulation status, maybe like a full panel there. And then, I mean, I would be like a kid in a candy shop with tests. Like, and sometimes when these brands will give me like, I get so excited because they test like these things that like omega-3/6 ratio or like, all these things like that. But
Yeah.
I think either, like I said, working with a conventional doctor and asking to add on things or and what you could even do if you want to try to hack it is you could look up one of these companies and see what their panel includes and then see what your doctor would test from that. Or you could just, use one of the companies. And the nice thing about the companies is they'll often provide like interpretations of the
Yeah.
blood work, which can be helpful. Um, and some pair with DNA, so you get to see like how your genetics are involved. So yeah, it is a slippery slope though, because then you want to just keep testing all
Yeah.
the
It's
things
great.
all the
Yeah.
time.
All the things. I really have enjoyed Function Health. Um, just they do quite a few markers. I think their price is only like $349 now.
Oh,
They do the full thyroid, they do the full lipid panel. Um, and I've had a few clients do it, uploads to your phone, really easy to read education wise. That company I've enjoyed using them. And then I was gonna get your take on I Viome. What is your take on Viome?
so It's funny. I have not tried them.
I'm so surprised. I figured that Naveen Jain, have you met him?
So it's funny. They
Should I not be asking you this?
no, 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 no. It's just funny because they asked to come on the show. I think a long time ago,
Mhm.
or a couple years ago, and I was a little bit hesitant I, um, because I know like I think they prescribe, not, they like they give you like supplements and stuff, and so
Yep.
I was
Please wear
worried
your
that
results.
yeah, so I was like a little suspicious about it being like a funnel into like buying supplements.
Mhm.
Um, and then there was all that controversy that happened with them. Um, I did try to get them back on the show later, but then they kind of ghosted me. And I think it's because it was like during all the drama, that
Yeah.
controversy. I haven't tried them though. Microbiome testing wise, I have done different microbiome testing though. I've done Jonah. Um, oh, and that food sensitivity testing. I will say I'll put a shout out for Victus 88. I love them for food sensitivity testing. They're the most comprehensive one I've found. Um, but yeah, there's so many things that you can test. And the DNA testing is fascinating too, to see your tendency for different things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And I was doing that. Okay, that's how you know I was doing it. Because now it's like pretty easy to like get a DNA test and like these different platforms. But I did it like back when it was really just 23andMe, which gets like a
oh
pretty
yeah, isn't
basic. And I didn't even do it through 23andMe. I did it through Facebook. There was this Facebook group and it was called Genes for Good. And it was a research project because 23andMe and this is when I had like no money. So um, they did it for free. And then, but then they gave you your raw data. And so then you had to like run it through this Prometheus company. And I was trying to like figure out my DNA myself and it
oh
was
my God.
not good. But yeah, so DNA testing is really, really fascinating as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I know I have MTFHR positive. So, I'm with the other 40-60% of people that have that methylation issue. So,
I have that one too. Are you homozygous or
um,
neuro?
I have to look at I don't
I
even
have
know.
like one of them.
Yeah, it's in my phone somewhere because I did that one through Function Health. I think it was like $150 to add on to, I mean, and it's one of those you just test it once, one and done. Um, and which is great just knowing that. But I mean, yeah, I go off on tangents about, you know, bad supplements that
Oh, I know.
like unmethylated vitamin. Like, why would you even create a nutraceutical that has unmethylated anything in it?
I know.
I just cannot. But yeah. So, anyways, um, I don't know where it's at right here, but it's on here.
Realized I need to get better in my head about because like I said, I've tried so many different services. I need to like get really clear like which does what.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
they're all very similar.
Yeah. I think the best thing is the cost of being able to learn and do your own research and test your body is so much more available now than even what it was 5 years ago. And that is something I really love because we talk about going to your doctor to get like my sister. I'm like, I told her, I'm like, do the function health test because, and she's like, well, I have insurance. And I'm like, do you want to go to your doctor? And then you have to beg them to do these tests. And then you're going to have to go back to get your results.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like such a racket. And plus, you still have to pay 20% of whatever they run on your blood
I
anyway.
know. I know.
So it's like, it's doing this, with it. And I love that people can now get this information a lot more easily than waiting an hour in a doctor's office and then sitting with a doctor for 5 minutes and then going to a lab and then having to go back and wait an hour to see your doctor for 5 minutes and them telling you, oh, everything's fine, everything's good. And you sit there and you feel like shit and you don't have any energy, but they're telling you your labs are fine. Like, I'm so over that. And yeah, so in a previous lifetime of mine, I looked at medical claims and could not believe what was being billed for certain visits. And it is wild. It is just absolutely wild what is being billed and these insurance companies and doctors are making. And I'm not here for it. Okay,
Wow.
I'm off my soapbox.
No, I agree so much. And like for me, working in the, I don't work in the conventional system. When I'm going to the doctor in the conventional system, for me, it's more important that I work with them, but like the open-minded doctors that,
Yes.
like listen and like actually be open to different things, and I can like bring in my studies and they won't think I'm like crazy.
Yeah.
But it can be hard to, I've been like fired by my doctor before because she was like not one of my GI docs. I literally got an email and they were like saying that I got removed from the care. It's like,
Yeah.
I asked
Did
you
you
a
ask
question.
many questions? Like,
Yeah.
that's
I asked for, they wanted to do, because I had anemia, and so they wanted to do a colonoscopy, and I had one within the past year. And so I was like, can I do the pill cam instead, which is like it looks at the small intestine and large intestine, you swallow it. I was like, because I just had a colonoscopy, and then I got an email and they were like, bye. I was like, okay, well, that's okay.
fall in line, sheep. Fall in line.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, Melanie, thank you so much for coming on today. And I think I could talk to you for like 5 days for sure. And I'm just so glad that we were able to share this time together. Can you share with the audience where can they find you, your podcast, and just all the fun things so they can continue this conversation with you on your platforms?
Yes, and thank you so much for having me. It's been so lovely to connect. I can't wait to have you on my show. And there's like just so much to talk about. And hopefully we can hang out in person at a conference or sometime.
First,
So did we talk about this? We can get a code for you if you like for my supplement line. Did we talk about this before?
we didn't.
Okay. Do you normally have a code that you use?
I like the code happy.
Happy. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So we'll create that code happy, and that will be 10% off for my supplement line, which is avalonx.us. And so all the supplements I make, it's basically the things that I currently take, and I wanted to make like my ideal form of it. So we have a proteolytic enzyme called serrapeptase. We have the magnesium that you were talking about. We also have a magnesium threonate that is for the blood-brain barrier, crosses the blood-brain barrier. A spirulina, and a berberine, and then we just launched digestive enzymes. So that's at, again, avalonx.us, and then the code happy will get you 10% off. And then I have a EMF blocking product line, the headphones we were talking about. So those are at avalonxemf.us. And then I'm Melanie Avalon on all the socials, so you can follow me there. You can check out the Melanie Avalon biohacking podcast and the intermittent fasting podcast. And then depending on when this launches, I am going to be launching a coffee line in February, which is
Exciting.
very exciting. So it's we source beans that are super high in CGA content, which is like the master antioxidant of coffee. So it's basically like the healthiest coffee you can get to help you glow. It's called Glow Inside and Out.
Love it.
And I'm really excited about it. It's organic, free of toxins. We test it religiously. It comes from a completely female-led initiative in Colombia, very sustainable, and again, super high CGA, and it tastes amazing. So that is at glowcoffeeco.com. And yeah, I think that's all the things. Thank you so much for having me. This has been so fun to like geek out on everything. And there's, like I said, I could talk to you as well for like days. There's so much out there.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I appreciate you bearing with me because we are using a different streaming platform to record this. This is the first time I've used it. And I think when I push end stream, it ends it, but maybe we go back to the studio in the back and can talk. I don't know, you guys, but I'm gonna end it and we're gonna see what happens. But thanks for joining us. And it was lovely chatting with you.